I'm going to talk to you about Mina. Now, for those of you who've read book 2 and tell me that you love Mina, she is one of my favourite characters. She is like my Darth Vader in this series, the one who is struggling to deal with her inner darkness and how she just can't cope with her inner monster. So we start talking about this more in book 2, and I am just messing with your mind with Mina because I'm going to drive you nuts with her throughout the series. You're not going to know which way she's going to go. And what you think you know, you're going to be wrong on. I promise you that. I've put a lot of psychology and effort into her character. So I'm going to read you a short passage of how she is really struggling to deal with her jealousy of her sister Tammy. And something mean she does in book 2, which is really horrible to hear, but bear with me. So this is a passage out of book 2 of how she's driving the Jeep across the safari park, and she's angry with her sister Tammy. So Mikey felt awkward about saying no and allowed her to talk him into it. After all, he was trying to make her more comfortable and help her fit in. He felt that rejecting her now would be a huge mistake and very hard to overcome. In no time at all, they were bouncing about like crazy at the high speed across the island and towards the safari park. "Oh yeah, this is more like it," Mina squealed with delight as the Jeep flew over a ditch and bounced them out of their seats. "Slow down. Don't be silly. This is what it's all about," she yelled. They left the dirt track and raced over the grass, leaving large tyre marks behind them. Mikey was scared stiff. Up ahead, they could see a herd of reindeer grazing, and she turned the Jeep towards them. "What are you doing?" Mikey gasped. "Watch this," she shouted over the noise of the revving engine. She chased the reindeer, laughing at their screams of terror as they narrowly avoided the Jeep. Suddenly, she felt a strong feeling that all the animals were somehow a part of Tammy, and her resentment grew. She put her foot down, speeding up, and got closer to the deer. "Mina, stop this," Mikey shouted. He saw the darkness taking her over and realised how powerful it was. The darkness consumed Mina. "Keep your shirt on. I won't hit them if that's what you're worried about. This is cruel." "No, Mikey, this is fun. Learn to live a little. Woohoo!" Just then, Tammy and Jax came thundering across the field on Sirocco and headed towards the Jeep. And I'll leave it there as to what Tammy does. But needless to say, Tammy's not going to be impressed with this because she's the animal communicator. She loves animals, and she's going to be mighty flipping furious that Mina is chasing animals on her territory. So this leads to Mina running away because she just can't feel like she fits in. And this is going to make you feel a little bit more understanding to her cause as you listen to this little part out of the same chapter. So she's just run off on the ferry. As it set sail, she made a point of showing herself on the CCTV camera and purposefully waved and stuck out her tongue. Then she took her watch off, aware of the tracking device, dangled it in front of the camera, then stomped on it and left it crushed on the floor. She was hurting and knew that what she had done to the deer was wrong. The emotions toward Tammy overpowered her, and the deer was her way of expressing that. It wasn't right. She would never admit that to anyone all the same. She was finished with these people and wanted nothing more to do with them. She felt so alone anyway. She may as well be that way. Sad, isn't it? So you can see the conflict in her. She knows what she did was wrong, but like hell is she going to say anything to anyone else? But then as you progress through book 2 and she falls in love with the hybrid children on the spaceship, you see a maternal, kind and loving side to Mina coming out. And this is the side that really, really gets you. And you realise that she is a very caring and loving girl as well. She is a true Jekyll and Hyde. And I love how Darth Vader battled as a young man with the darkness and the lust that he felt to go to the dark side, and yet the pull to the light side. And Mina is really struggling with that. I mean, all the children of Pisces have to struggle with that to one degree or another. I mean, Tammy feels the animal's emotions. So if she's close to a lion and that lion wants to hunt and kill something, she acutely feels that same killer instinct that the lion does. And that makes Tammy, sometimes struggle to hold on to her civil and humanity side because she has that pure animal primitive instinct that she's picking up off them. So all of them have to battle. with their dark side and which way they go. And if you've not read that story of the two wolves within you, I have read that story to my twins all their life. I have it printed and laminated on the fridge freezer. And it's about how all of us have two wolves within. One wolf is very good and it lists all the good things of that wolf, and one wolf is very bad. And the question is, which wolf, which is having this fight within you, ends up winning? So I always say to my children, as you go through puberty and grow up into an adult, the choices you make determine which wolf survives. And your childhood, in fact life, is basically a battle between the two wolves within you and which one wins. And the answer to the question is, the one that survives is the one that you feed the most. So don't feed the bad wolf. So have a cracking day. Speak to you soon.